Chapter 10. He carried what he came to redeem. The genealogy does not end with a name. It ends with a body. By the time Jesus appears in the gospel story, everything that came before him has already been gathered. Outsiders, failure, faith, judgment, waiting, and hope deferred. Nothing is left behind. The Messiah does not arrive above the story. He arrives through it. Not a symbol, but a son. Jesus does not inherit an idea. He inherits a lineage. Blood, memory, and consequence flow into him. He carries the stories of Tamar, Rahab, Ruth, Bathsheba, David, exile, and silence in his veins. This means that when Jesus speaks, he does not speak from abstraction. He speaks from inside human complexity. Why the cross makes sense. A spotless story does not require crucifixion. A moral example does not need blood. A teacher of wisdom does not need a grave, but a story marked by generational fracture does. The cross is not excessive. It is precise. It meets the depth of the problem Jesus inherits. He does not die for isolated mistakes. He dies for accumulated weight, inherited shame. The genealogy teaches us that shame is not always earned. It is often inherited. Families pass down silence. Communities pass down exclusion. Nations pass down violence. Jesus enters that inheritance. When he is shamed publicly, mocked, stripped, and condemned, this shame's not foreign to him. It is familiar. He bears it without denial. Mercy that knows the cost. When Jesus forgives, he knows what forgiveness requires. He is not surprised by human failure. He has seen it across generations. His mercy is not impatient. It is informed as is wise. Forgiveness does not minimize sin. It absorbs it. Only a Savior who carries history can redeem it. The outsider welcomed. Jesus consistently moves toward those on the margins, Gentiles, women, the poor, the impure. This is not a change in strategy. It is continuity. His lineage has already taught him what exclusion does. He welcomes outsiders because he comes from them. Judgment fulfilled, not avoided. Jesus does not deny judgment, he fulfills it. He stands where the bloodline has already been judged and completes what judgment demands. Exile reaches its end, not when land is reclaimed, but when separation is healed. Justice is satisfied, not through punishment alone, but through restoration. The cross is the place where judgment and mercy finally meet without contradiction. A body that carries everything, Jesus' body becomes the final meeting place of God and history. Every story the genealogy carried forward now rests on him. Nothing is abstract anymore. Everything's embodied. The word becomes flesh and does not flinch. Why resurrection does not erase the past. The resurrection does not rewrite the story, it redeems it. The scars remain. Memory is not erased, history is not denied. It is transformed. This means that redemption does not require forgetting. It requires healing. Jesus rises not as someone who escapes suffering, but as someone who passed through it and now carries life on the other side. What this means for the reader. If Jesus carried what he came to redeem, then no story is beyond reach. Your history is not an obstacle to grace. It is the place grace enters. You are not asked to detach from your past. You are invited to bring it. Redemption does not hover. Your choice. The shadows reinterpreted. The shadows in the genealogy were never mistakes. They were preparation. They allow the light to be trusted. Grace becomes believable because it is costly. Mercy becomes credible because it is patient. The cross makes sense because the story was already heavy. thread that holds it all, from Judah to Tamar, from Rahab to Ruth, from Bathsheba to Mary, from exile to incarnation. One thread holds the story together. God does not abandon what he chooses. He redeems it from within. The end that is a beginning. The genealogy ends, but the story does not. The bloodline becomes a body, the body becomes broken, the broken body becomes the place where all broken stories find their home. He carried, but he came to redeem. And because he did, nothing carried to him is wasted.